What's up, YouTube? So today, as you know, if you watched yesterday's video, is part 2 of the all on the table little segments I'm doing. Two things real quick. I'm filming upstairs in my room because my son is downstairs trying to take a nap, and we have blackout curtains on, and you just wouldn't be able to see me. And then 2, obviously the wifey and kiddos are downstairs, and Bree's watching her shows, and the wifey's at the desk, so I'm in my room. Plus it's kind of, I don't know, a little bit of a change, even though it's just a plain white background. But yeah, so today, like I mentioned yesterday, I kind of want to talk about things that were / are helping me kind of get through the phase or the moments I was having, like I mentioned in yesterday's vlog. And a lot of them, like I kind of said yesterday, and I hinted at it too, is reaching out and talking to people. I've been talking to my wife, her and I've been working through it. We're getting better. Of course, we're getting back to where we were normally. We're not fighting nearly as much, or well, we haven't fought for the past week, so just pretty good, but hopefully it keeps going. It should too. But I've also been talking to my dad. My dad and I are kind of doing this little thing where I reach out to him and talk to him, and we've been talking a lot more lately, and it's been helping a lot. I know a lot of this too is brought on for me kind of like missing home and wanting to be home and hanging out with my family. But just reaching out and talking to them has helped out a lot, and it's allowed me to get the things that I've been holding on to, or the things that's been going on that I don't want to talk about to people, out of my head. I have this kind of thing where my shrink calls it going down the rabbit hole, and essentially what happens is I'll be sitting there and I'll be thinking about something, say we watch a movie or something like that, and it has to do with a crime, and maybe one of the actors or actresses or whatever looks similar to one of my wife or my kids or something, I don't know, or just in general. My mind will kind of start to wander, and it almost plays out a whole scenario where it happens to me and my family, and it plays it out in detail, and I can't do anything about it. It's almost like a paralysis kind of thing. It's really weird. But she's mentioned, when I start going at that, try to do something that would distract me or bring it up. I brought it up to my wife a couple times that moment. She's helped distract me. Or do one of these things called guided meditation. And I'm not the type of person that really likes to do meditation or anything like that. If you do it, good for you. Happy for you. If it works for you, awesome. It works for me, but it's still kind of I don't know. It's probably because it's new, but it's still awkward and weird for me to do. I've never been a person that's done that type of thing. I don't do yoga, even though when I in high school I did the P90X and the P90X yoga. It was great. I just don't do it. It's just not my thing. But to each their own. But anyways, this guided meditation thing, you can find videos on it on YouTube. There's this app, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a CMR TBI or something like that. It has to do, I'd have to look it back up, but it has to do with dealing with sleep problems. If you have a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep, it's an app that helps you track your sleeping schedule, how many times you wake up, for about how long you wake up, how long it took you to fall asleep, when did you wake up too early or too late, yada yada yada. But in that app there's also guided meditation things there too, and essentially, like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's guided meditation. You put your headphones on so that way you can only hear that, and you just kind of, you could lay there and close your eyes. You could sit there and close your eyes. If you're standing, I haven't tried it standing, but I'd recommend just sitting down or laying down to do it, because it's super relaxing if you do it that way. It helps me fall asleep from time to time when I don't feel like taking melatonin. But the person that's doing the guided meditation, There's some pretty relaxing music in the background. Maybe if you pick like a nature scene or a beach scene or something like that, you can hear like waves crashing or birds chirping or wind going through the trees or something, and then you'll hear them guiding you through this like little like journey thing. It's almost like listening to an audiobook. And it's really helped me kind of calm down and relax. And I find myself, if I'm getting too frustrated or irritated or something like that, doing some form of like self-centering meditation kind of. It sounds really, really corny and really, really cheesy, but the other day I actually woke up from a pretty bad nightmare, and it put me in an actually pretty bad mood. And it was, to be honest with you, it was on Mother's Day. And I knew it was going to ruin the day, because it was just one of those dreams that like it involved my wife, even though it's never happened in the history of our relationship or anything that we've ever been together. It involved her, and I'm sure you can just kind of fill in the blanks. But my mind just went weird and did some stupid thing and did that and gave me a dream about that, and I was mad, and then I was starting to freak out, and because it seemed really lifelike and everything. And again, she's never done anything like that. She's been completely faithful to me as I've been to her. But you know, it was just one of those dreams, and I was like, you know, I'm not gonna let this affect me. I ended up waking up like 3 hours before she did. And it sounds really corny, but for me, I went downstairs and I put my TV on mute and turned on my Xbox, and I played this game called Farming Simulator 19 and listened to just good old, you know, country music that I like to listen to. And it helped change my mood, because it was something I enjoy, and you know, just happier music to kind of listen to. And I'm not a big fan of pop or anything like that. Like, country music's cool and happy. The rock I listen to tends to be harder rock, so it gives that negative kind of feeling, even if it's not a negative song. But that was another thing, and that's one thing I encourage you to do, is find something that you absolutely enjoy doing. I play video games a lot. I enjoy doing video games. It allows me to kind of just decompress and kind of center my frustrations, you know, type thing. But it helps me. It's one of the things that helps me. Music also helps me, so I put the two together. Music helps a lot of people. Video games can help a lot of people. I've seen it. You know, drawing, painting, playing music, working out. Speaking of working out, I just bought 30-pound dumbbells that I'm going to start doing. I think I'm going to start setting something up, because I have no motivation to get packed up and go off base to go back on base to go to the gym, and then go off base to get back on base to come home. It's a lot of work to do, and it's kind of discouraging, so I'm just going to go to at-home workouts for now. At least for me anyways, it is. But that's, you know, there's a whole slew of things. You just got to find what you enjoy, what you like to do, and really just let yourself get into it. Sometimes when I draw, I like to just put on like relaxing music. You know, if I'm I put on music towards the mood I'm trying to draw for. So like if I'm trying to draw like a traditional Japanese art piece, because I had one of my friends that I made a vlog about doing a traditional Japanese henna mask on his calf. While I'm drawing it, I'd put my headphones on and I'd listen to just traditional Japanese music, really no real words. And it's kind of like just like listening to classical, like Beethoven or whatever, but you know, it's Japanese, or traditional Nordic music if I'm trying to draw like Viking stuff, or you know, just kind of just peaceful music. I find myself listening to traditional Japanese a lot just because it's peaceful and I can just kind of escape and relax to it. I've also, in one of the books I'm reading, they recommend listening to like traditional Native American music. I say traditional a lot, but it's because like, I mean like the actual like classic, you know, their instruments, not this new stuff. You know what I mean? Nothing new with like in a sound studio kind of deal. If you were to think going to an Indian tribe, you would hear this music while they're doing I forget what they're called. They're doing the little things where they're dancing around the fire, and they have the people, you know, making food and all that stuff, sitting around by the fire type thing, like that kind of music. That helped me a lot. But one of the big things that I want to stress, like I stress in all my videos, and I'm going to stress it again, is make sure you reach out to someone. You know, I know it's hard. It is the hardest, one of the hardest steps to go through and do, but it is one of the most important steps, because although, you know, there's a lot of strong people, and I consider myself one of those strong people, but you can't hold everything in all the time, every time. And it's just, you're going to reach a point where you're going to break, and you want to prevent that. So you got to let some of it out. You don't have to go pay $100 to go see a therapist or anything like that, or if you get it for free, then go for it. But, you know, just reach out to someone you trust. And yeah, I mean, that's really kind of what's been helping me. Also getting back into, I haven't really read the Bible as of late, but getting back into the good book and kind of getting back into how I used to be, you know, listening to sermons and, you know, stuff like that, has really helped me too. If that's something that you believe in, I strongly recommend you getting back into it. If it's not something you believe in, then maybe reach out and check out someone, or check it out or something. I might be able to help with it. You know, you can reach out to me and I'll do the best I can to answer any of your questions, or let you know. And that's one thing with me, is I'll always be 100% honest with you, but I will never ever share anything that anybody says to me in confidence. I'll never share that with anybody. That stays there. So the only time I would is if it's obviously like you're gonna hurt yourself, or you're gonna hurt someone. Then I would try and be like, hey, I'd first talk to you and try and talk you out of it. But if it's like not working, then obviously I would, you know, let someone more authoritative and not responsible, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so that kind of concludes my all on the table little segments here, and I just wanted to just put that together and just let you guys know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. If you're depressed, if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're all of the above at given seconds of the day, if you have hard time sleeping, if you have any of these things, you know, there is hope. And even if you feel lonely, like, there's people out there. And part of the goal of me putting this little 2-part series out is to show, you know, you guys, and there's video proof of it now, that, you know, I've gone through it personally, and I expressed some of it. I didn't go into great detail, but I've expressed some of it enough to try and let you know, if you're going through it, that, hey, you know, I've been there, I'm going through it, I've gone through it, this is what I've done. So, and then, you know, hopefully that allows you to feel a little more comfortable to reach out to me or somebody if you need be. All right. Well, I'm going to call it here for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, and, you know, reach out to someone if you think they need it. All right. See you guys.